All right. Oh yeah, I always forget to tweet. Every week, every time we do this, bro, I'm like slow. Maybe it's stupid, or maybe it's slow. Maybe it's useless.
Probably a better word for it.
And why you always come running to
Did you get it
me?
put in the Discord? It's the last spot.
Fuck no. I'm yelling in Twitter because it's all caps, but whatever.
Maybe they'll get the idea to head on over.
Fuck, I didn't find your name. Karkin is why. Karkin Wrestling. That's your name now. You're stuck with it.
Good old Karkin.
I got the link, you dumb fuck. God damn it. Oh my god, I'm slow. Okay, here we go. Alright, Discord it is. Hi everyone on YouTube. What's up, Steve? But I'm just slow at life. I'm pretty lit. I think I might have gotten overly lit to start this. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought I had the idea
Announcements.
that was going to happen.
Announcements. Can't see because I'm still in caps. God, son of a bitch. I feel like I'm an old man yelling into space right now. All right, touchdown. I did it. And you're back in your spot. All right.
There
And
we go.
scene. All right, ready?
Ready?
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with Kraken and myself. Kraken, what's up, man? How was the end of your week there?
It has been a wide open week, and it continued as of today. I'm hoping tomorrow it slows down. I really do.
I feel that, man. Hope everything chills out for you. You've been busy bee running around lately.
Yes, I have, and I just want to relax and enjoy a great indie show tomorrow, and
Oh,
not have
fuck
to worry
yeah.
about anything else.
I'm excited because then I go to one next Saturday. So I'm excited for
Mhm.
yours that you're going to. And I'm also front row. You're front row tomorrow. Next Saturday, I will be front row. So hell yeah.
Yeah, I can't. They're doing the cruiserweight. They're introducing it in the
And what
promotion.
promotion is
So
it again?
it's called Squared Circle Champions here out of North Carolina.
Oh yeah. So I'll be going to Colorado. It's either Colorado Wrestling Connection or Colorado
Hmm.
Springs Wrestling. I forget which one this one's called, but it's their lucha event and Mucha
Okay.
Lucha. And so it's gonna be a good show, and it's continuing because they do like a show a month, so it's continuing based off what happened at the last show that I was at. So that's cool. So I'll be able to kind of follow along a little bit now, know what's kind of happening. And I think I might have brought this up on Tuesday. I don't remember, but I'm gonna be helping set up the ring and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think I asked if you was gonna be getting into the ring, like taking a bump or
Oh, that's
anything.
right. Yeah, heck no. I mean, I might just get in the ring and be like, "Yay, okay, bye. No concussion for me, thanks." So I'm excited for you for your show tomorrow, though.
I'm looking forward to it. It's I've been to one before, um, but this one I think they've got a bigger setup this time, and of course with them introducing that new title, I know they're bringing in a lot of people from the area to it as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I think mine's at a different venue than it was last time, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be interesting because I didn't go to this venue before. But yeah. So let's get into some of the news we have. So there was a few things to talk about today, at least that I would like to talk about with you, because I'd like to always hear your thoughts on things. What's your thoughts on Kevin Owens? So Kevin Owens, if you guys missed it, posted a video to social media today of him essentially working out. Um, Starts off like a black video, and then eventually it comes into him running at the PC. I'm assuming it's a more recent video because it has the NXT Black and Gold logo. Then it cuts to, I'm assuming, his cat or just like a meme of a cat, which is hysterical. So, but what's your thoughts? I mean, I feel like it's a lot more prominent due to the fact that it's him at the PC.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he missed WrestleMania because of his neck injury. Of course, he never. I don't think we really ever figured out the severity of it. But he's posted pictures of him. I think at like Disney World with his family and out doing other things. So we've seen the progress, but now seeing him in the PC, and I think the video it shows him like doing sprints, trying to get back into
Mm-hmm.
shape to
Oh yeah.
for a return, which is it's very promising at that point. If he's able to be sprinting, his neck is healed enough for that to happen. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing where the timeline for him to come back into the ring now, because I feel like he could easily be there if not in the match for Rumble, could easily be at the WrestleMania in Riyadh.
Hopefully, I'm hoping he's back by then. I mean, when his injury initially happened, they were saying they're hopeful that he'd be very hopeful he'd be back by Mania, but it wasn't possible. They don't think, but we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's promising, just because that's at the PC, and he could have possibly
Mhm.
been doing more than what he posted. So
Oh yeah,
hopefully,
just
so,
keeping the fans' energy up about it is what he's doing.
mhm.
Positive energy.
So WWE has filed a trademark. It's for tribal air. So obviously HEIR. If you're unfamiliar with it, I might be pronouncing it funny. I'm a little in the clouds right now. So, what's your thoughts on that? So, we talked a little bit about off streams. I kind of told you what I wanted to get into on the podcast before we got into the reviews portion, and so you kind of gave me an idea. But what's your total thoughts? Tribal air. What is this trademark for?
So if you think about a tribal heir, normally an heir is someone who's up next to the throne, if
Yep.
I remember correctly. So if we're still running Roman as the tribal chief, that could be where we're heading with it, and it could be whoever's next in line. We've seen a lot with Jay.
True.
They've even Punk last week on Raw. Am I talking to Little Roman or am I talking to main event Jey Uso?
Exactly.
So it could be that, or in some odd way, Paul Heyman could be coming up with who's going to be the next tribal heir to the uh, tribal thief. I don't know. That one just sounds like
No,
it'd be
that one doesn't
a little
sound right.
dumb.
That one
Yeah,
doesn't sound
so
right.
it would have to be the J thing because they're not doing anything with Solo like that now.
Yeah. So I
So
agree. It has to be Jay. The little Roman thing
yeah,
is basically the tease to it, more than likely.
yeah,
So I do think
that's
that do they win at War Games possibly, and that leads to like him like, oh, Jay gets the win for them at War Games or something, and then
yeah.
like if he's in the team and Roman's a part of it, and then he's like, you're ready, you got it, you're that tribal heir, boom,
Gives him one of the two Ula follows.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Roman does have two now,
Oops.
representing
Sorry.
his dad and uncle. So it's a possibility.
So I'm curious. Yeah, I think you're right on the money though. I think it's definitely for Jey Uso. I really didn't see it being for Solo at this point, especially because he's not really seemingly involved with him. I mean, obviously with tonight's SmackDown, we'll talk more about that. But definitely agree with your take. So there's an update to Rich Holland. We talked about it Tuesday. He tweeted out about his situation with WWE. Unfortunately, that tweet where he just talked about how it basically screwed him from possibly not being able to pay his mortgage, was so he was still under the 90-day non-compete or whatever his non-compete length was.
Mm. Yeah.
So that was where you still get paid for that time frame, or it's not really non-compete, but you're like not really released until that's done. So because of his tweet though, WWE terminated him like that same day. So now he's not even gonna get that money that he was gonna get paid for. And luckily, someone, it wasn't Ridge themselves, created a GoFundMe. We'll put a link in the description, like on my YouTube and all that, for if you guys want to donate to help him out, because it's pretty heartbreaking, being released while you got injured at another company where you weren't getting paid extra for. You know what I mean? You weren't getting extra pay or like a different payday for working that show. It was just, I guess, tied into their contracts basically. And so, that's a bummer, and now he has to worry about, which they're covering again, the rehab and all that stuff, and his injury for what happened at TNA, but he has to worry about now possible neck fusion that he would have to worry about himself. So someone close to him created a GoFundMe, but he did come out and say as well, Big E, he feels bad about that, and he wishes every day of his life that he could take that back and take that spot away. Felt like it was unnecessary now in retrospect, that they should have even went from the diving spear into that belly to belly. But yeah, he says he's regretful every day of it. He's just grateful for Big E being a great human. So that's always good to hear. He said he even received death threats over from fans of, right, I don't even know if you
Yeah.
call those people fans, but from people about the Big E situation, about the injury. Um and he just said accidents happen about that. He doesn't know if he didn't give enough, if Big E didn't give enough, just accidents take place and stuff like that. But he also said the GoFundMe started without his knowledge, but it's not something that he would have done on his own. But he's really grateful for everyone. It's been really humbling for him to see the pouring of love, especially a lot of wrestlers have donated. A lot of, we've seen, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's been wrestlers that you can recognize if you go through the GoFundMe that have donated to it quite a bit. So it's good to see, but it's such the fact that WWE put someone in this position where they're not even getting paid extra for working a TNA show, because they're just tying it somehow legally into their contract, which sucks that that's what the wrestlers are signing, that they can legally do that. The WWE, that their contract has that language to allow them to do that, unfortunately. But I mean, a lot of them, I guess the rumor was that he was even back on an NXT contract, not even a main roster contract, since that's where he was. So that was even less money than what he was probably making when he was up and, doing the Brawling Brutes and stuff. So it's really unfortunate. And then now releasing him fully, so he's not even going to get that guaranteed last 3-month pay. And who knows, what if they do what they did to Andrade and say he fucking violated his bullshit like they did to Andrade, and like, boom, you're non-compete. Then he's even more fun. Like, who knows? I know someone asked Sean Ross Sapp. I saw him reply to it on like a Twitter saying he's looking into that. If that's a thing for Ridge at this point after the tweet, but fuck, man. I mean, at the end of the day, a corporation is going to be a corporation and do some bullshit like this, but it doesn't make it okay.
No, it don't. I think the GoFundMe, I don't know who created it, but it was a great way to help Ridge out. I
Mhm.
think I seen like you were talking about the names on there. I think a few that I seen like on a screenshot that were posted somewhere. One of them was Kyle Fletcher, and I can't remember, maybe like Drew might have been the other one. But just trying to help out. That, I mean, it's great that people want to help him.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
don't want to sit here and watch him struggle and talk about it online. They know what the business does to your body, and they know what's happening is absolutely horrible.
And then there's gonna be those people too online. I know they're gonna be like, "Oh, but he broke his fucking contract by talking shit." But dude, it's a. What do you mean? If if he's talking bad about a bad situation he got put in, and where the fact that he's not gonna be able to pay bills, you don't think he should speak out about that? And you think he should get released early and not get that guaranteed 90-day pay? Fuck that. That's
Yeah,
bullshit. Because I know there's gonna be people who are like, you shouldn't talk shit because they're just fucking the fucking TKO right now.
yeah. The
Sorry, I just already know there's gonna be those people.
Oh yeah, there is. But you know, no one deserves it, even outside of wrestling. Anyone who's working anywhere does not deserve to. Oh, you're hurt. Well, we'll help you pay for it, and then oh, well, you're gone. Sorry, we can't do that now. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's not the
Who?
fact that injuries happen. We get that. That's not the problem. The problem is that they're letting him go because his contract was expiring instead of just guaranteeing him pay while he can't make money. So like, yeah, they're gonna cover his pays to that specific injury, but now he can't work because of said injury anywhere unless he were to
Mhm.
fucking find some crazy work from home job while he's fucking having a knee injury. You know what I mean? Like a serious knee injury. Like he's pretty fucked. Unless
Yeah,
this
all
GoFundMe is
around.
gonna obviously help a lot. So
Yeah. Maybe they at some point can fix it, but right now I'm hoping this GoFundMe can
union.
be adequate enough to, pay bills, help with the hospital bills, because that means he's got no insurance either to cover it.
Union is what I say. That's what needed. Fuck Hogan. I mean, R.I.P. to him, but like, fuck him for stopping that shit back in the day. You know. All right, so let's move on to SmackDown. There was some good stuff. So we're moving to SmackDown. I want to do SmackDown first just because it was fresh off the memory and a lot happened. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Um,
Um,
so SmackDown initially they had announced a lot. They had Julia versus Chelsea for the title, U.S. Women's title. Jade Cargill was going to be appearing for your new women's champion from Saturday Night's Main Event. Cody appearing. We also had the Ilya Open Challenge, Charlotte versus Nia, and Phoenix versus Tonga, all announced prior. So it's a lot of stuff for SmackDown prior to being announced. Usually we get like 3 things. So off the top, like that's pretty good in general. I love that. I love knowing a lot of what's going to happen, knowing what to expect. Like I know people are like, but I love the surprises. We got a lot. Well, we still had a lot announced for this show tonight, surprisingly enough. So started out the show with Cody Rhodes. What was interesting about this is initially he was going into the whole, Drew brought in the title, and then the crowd immediately hijacked. I'm gonna say hijacked, and we're doing the whole Cody Rhodes, and then he just completely moved on from that. So it feels like we're gonna get a little bit more out of that, but he knew he couldn't get into it now because he just let the crowd go for like a good 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but so that was interesting to me because he literally was like, so Drew McIntyre brought in the title, and then like he said like one more thing, and then the crowd took over. So he was obviously addressing it and just kind of like blaming it to me on Drew bringing in the title, but that's still doesn't matter to me. Like, yeah, okay, Drew tried to cheat. I will always say that he did. Did he do it? No, he didn't successfully. Cody avoided it. At the end of the day, just because Drew brings in a title doesn't make it okay for someone else to successfully use said weapon in the same match.
I mean, this is still
Unless it's no
more
DQ.
of those heel tendencies things. He's
Yeah.
blaming someone
But it was so
else.
brushed over. So I was like, damn, I wish they wouldn't have chanted there. Like, fuck.
I,
Like we would
I
have
was
got more out of
expecting
that.
Drew to show up. I honestly thought during this segment we would have seen him.
Yeah, no, we didn't though, surprisingly. So Cody just immediately, just kind of went into his typical Cody talk about the match, beating Drew and whatnot. And eventually it led to Aleister Black and Zelina Vega coming out. Black says that ever since he set Damian Priest on fire, he's been waiting for something new, and that he has this chip on his shoulder, and it's about the size of the world title. So he wants that world title. Yeah, it leads to Zelina getting in his face because Alistair talks some stuff and leads to Zelina slapping the shit out of Cody pretty good.
Yeah,
And it lead to all this
absolutely.
coming out, and it's like, all right, let's just get this fucking match tonight. Main event, Cody versus Alistair, non-title. Fuck yeah, let's go. AEW. No, I'm just kidding. It is funny though. I mean, it's not obviously the same thing where he came into the company and he started feuding with Cody immediately, which would have been so funny. But immediately that's what you think of because that was their first feud that they ever had was in AEW.
Yeah, I think Malachi debuted and hit him with Black Mass, right?
Yeah, and
If
he
I remember
attacked.
correctly.
I believe he attacked Arn or something, or was going
First.
to. I think he did. Yeah, I think he black masked Arn and then he black masked Cody, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's.
But
If I
yeah,
remember
so
correctly. Yeah.
obviously now they're in WWE. So I love though that Aleister Black's like been shoved into the main event picture on SmackDown because it's a breath of fresh air to me, obviously, because it's Drew and Damian are both former world champions from the Raw side, or at least just world heavyweight champions, I'll say. And then Cody now 2-time WWE champion. So Aleister to not even have a single title on the main roster, now being put up in this kind of situation where he's been facing Damian, and then now being involved with Cody and now Drew, which is now like all 4 of them now involved with each other. So I'm really, which we'll get into later. Obviously, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah. So I'm just really happy that Aleister is being put in this position.
Yeah, he's overdue for a title. I think Michael Cole made the comment that he's not held a title on Raw or SmackDown, but he is a 2-time NXT champion.
Yep.
So it is, even that it didn't happen before, it is well past overdue.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. So after that, we had like everyone walking into the arena, led to Ilya Dragunov coming out for his match. But again, Tama Tonga for the second week in a row, this time gets in his face, kind of a quick little stare down, and then Dragunov just comes out for the match. So I wonder if Tama Tonga is gonna be the ones to dethrone him. I'm still a little confused because I could have sworn Solo wanted that belt. Obviously, Solo came out and caught. I would say he just distracted, not fully cost, but distracted Sammy during his match against Ilya. That's when Ilya got the win. And ever since then, I feel like Solo hasn't had much interaction with MFCs, of course, until later tonight, which we'll talk about again. But yeah, so I'm just curious. I guess it's gonna be passing that title on to Tama, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like Tama will be the one that finally takes that title off. But, you know, and like you said, we'll talk about it later, but like the MFTs are putting themselves in several different matchups that could lead to titles for
True.
majority of the group.
That's true.
So it is possible that in some chaotic scenario, the MFTs end up with all the gold, kind of like the Bloodline did on SmackDown.
That's very true. So I guess Solo could go up in the main event picture. So I guess we'll wait and see. He might be going for that world WWE title. So Elliot gets to the ring. He gets on the mic saying who's going to step up to challenge him. Obviously, Tommaso Ciampa comes out with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae after what happened last week with Nathan Frazier. So made perfect sense. I was like, here we go. Ciampa getting that match. This is what I expected. They swerved us here. After Ciampa said whatever he said, eventually Ilya's like, you know what? Let's go. I accept the challenge for the open challenge for him. And he points to Johnny Gargano in the corner. And Johnny was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, at first he looked confused, but then Candice was like up on the apron with him, like, yes, take it. Yes, take it. Yes, like, do it. And Ciampa was like, what? Fine. You know what? Fine. Win the title. And so that's what we ended up getting. So that was kind of interesting. A little swerve we got again, like we did last week.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer though DIY will be a functioning tag team.
Oh, I'm fine
Because
for that. I'm fine with that. They're both great.
yeah, they're great
Ciampa
in
also
like
came out to
singles
his
roles.
original NXT theme tonight. No one will
Yeah,
survive.
and of course they did show the DIY banner at the bottom,
Yeah,
but he's got his original entrance basically again. When he does solo stuff, it's not DIY. So maybe this will continue to like put a wedge between them, and
maybe.
the Champa goes his own way. But this match reminded me of why Johnny Wrestling was so good in a singles role. I was
Definitely.
really impressed with him in this match
Oh,
tonight.
this was a great matchup. They fucking went back and forth crazy here. There was a kick from Johnny that hit the back of the head of Ilya. That was
Oh my
nasty. They showed it on replay
god!
in slow motion. And it like
Mhm.
legit connects like to the back of his like upper neck, like lower head, just back. When he's like kind of like by the ropes. It is disgusting.
Yeah, I think wasn't Ilya going for like a knee maybe off the top rope, and Johnny caught him with the super kick to the back of the head, and the poison Rana
Yeah, the poison Rana. Yeah,
combination,
that's right.
and
Um,
it was a sick combination.
yeah, it was insane. But the ending of the match was pretty crazy too. We had Gargano on the apron, Dragunov land a kick, bounces him off the turnbuckle. He did the fucking deadlift superplex. So Johnny's on the
Hmm.
outside on the apron, not like on the top turnbuckle, not on like the middle rope on the outside. He's on the apron on the outside. Ilya reaches over, deadlift superplex. Ilya's on the middle rope, so he's not on the top rope, but deadlift superplex all the way into the fucking ring, into the fucking H bomb. 1, 2, 3. It was a fucking to fucking deadlift. Obviously, Johnny's not like the biggest man, but that's still mad impressive to deadlift a person from the apron, from the middle rope, inside the ring, superplex. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of core strength more than it is upper body strength
It's
to be able to
still
do
a
that.
strength. I don't care. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
it is.
But amazing matchup these two had. Johnny looked great.
Yeah, and so like we said with Ilya, like it could be Tamatanga, could be Tommaso. There's there's so many good options for matches with Ilya, in
Yeah, I'm
my
excited
opinion.
for the
Because
eventual Tommaso Ciampa matchup with him that they're building up to.
and we that may not be till Survivor Series or War Games, whatever they're calling it.
That'd be
And he
great.
may
I'd
do an
love that.
open challenge there,
Yeah,
and
that'd be
that's where we
fire.
get that at.
So after that, we saw backstage Sami Zayn with Nick Aldis. He says he knows he's not cleared, but he wants to be ringside for Rey Fenix tonight. Aldis tells him no, he's not being cleared, and if anything happens with him ringside not being cleared, that's a liability for him, and he can't have it.
Mm.
And Sammy says, "All right, but I'm not going to stand by and watch much longer," which means he's going to break whatever, no
Whatever
contact, whatever.
rule, yeah.
After that, we see referee Jason Ayers come in, but immediately our truth comes in dressed as Ron Cena. And he wants to be in the tournament to face John Cena and as his final opponent. And he goes, I forgot. He goes, oh, you're already like in it. So he's like, oh yeah, I got my balls right here. And he just has the plastic balls with like the little papers in it. And he's like, here, put my. I forget exactly what he says. But like, here, take my balls. And he like puts them in his hand. And Nick Aldis is just like all grossed out. and he's like, you already have your name in there, Truth. And I forgot exactly what happens, but he's eventually takes over. I don't want my balls touching those other balls, anyways, or whatever how he says it. It's just all
Eh,
super gross and but
I
talking
think
about balls.
and what's crazy is he said, "Fine then. I didn't want my balls
Oh, touching
touching
Nick's ball, your balls,
yeah,
your
your balls,
balls
yeah." And I
anyway.
was
Yeah,
just
that's what it
I was
was.
like,
You're right.
"Good God." I was just waiting on him to pop his head back in there and be like, "I don't even know if that's PG." Like,
I just laughed and I told my child, I go, I'm immature. I don't care.
oh yeah, it was a good spot for Truth because that's his character, but I was not expecting it.
So we came back from commercial after that. Tommaso Ciampa was sitting there, of course, sad about not getting the title match. Johnny Gargano sits next to him to console him. But Fraxum immediately appear to make fun of Ciampa for 2 weeks in a row,
Mhm.
not getting and call him a jackass. But then, which is I don't know, we didn't have any tension between Johnny and Tommaso there, but I think we are leading to them splitting, like you said a bit ago.
Yeah, and I think we've seen it, they've played it along in the past where they've accidentally super kicked each other, the frustration being there.
Yep,
And you've talked about it a lot, and I've seen it more, the slow build of things
they did that a lot with
rather than
Fraxium too.
just fast building. They did. That's when they lost the NXT titles. But I just I feel like it's time to change up the SmackDown tag division.
Fair. They were kind of
And
doing
I
that
think
with
that
Andrade and Phoenix, but
yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, we'll see what happens. It's probably leading to another Fraxium DIY match, I'm assuming here.
Oh, it is. Yep.
So we get Jade Cargill who comes out looking like a badass with that title. She looks like a world champion. I love the silhouette look. She just looks buff as hell. And then they put the light on her, and then you see her when she had the title. She was rocking these tall ass boots today, by the way. That reminded me like Spice Girls back in the day. All I could think of
Yeah,
was
they
just
were
like Spice
huge.
Girls. Yo, tell you what I want, whatever. Because those boots were. That's all I could think of was Spice Girls. Um, but no, so she came out saying that, and it was short and sweet. So she made her dope entrance, and she just said, "What happened to Tiffany can happen to anybody in the locker room, and make no mistake about it, I'm that bitch." So back to being that bitch, and then that's it. She started walking away, goes up to the entrance ramp. Charlotte Flair's music hits. She's facing Nia Jackson in a one-on-one match. So she comes out, and of course, Jade kind of waits there in the aisle for her once Charlotte and Alexa get to her. They kind of do her pose, and Jade's in her like right next to her face talking smack while she's doing her pose and power was going off and stuff, which is really cool visual I thought. And once again teasing their potential matchup now that Jade's women's champ. So that's I think a WrestleMania main event, honestly.
It is. I really thought Jade should have been going up against people like Charlotte when she first came over, even when they had her, backstage doing stuff and not really showing her in the ring. I thought that's who you need to train with is Charlotte, and then eventually have your
100%.
debut match. And then of course it didn't happen because of injuries to Charlotte, and we all know that. But this couldn't, like you said, be a WrestleMania main event, but you have to get the tag titles off Charlotte and Alexa because I don't think they'll be
Obviously. It's
double champs
I
to
don't think
get
they'll be
there.
champions, tag champs by Mania anyways, honestly. I really don't know off the top of my head who would win, but well, I mean, we could get into that here in a moment for sure after this match. So
Oh yes, yeah.
so yeah,
But
but
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, should be great. So we get into that match here in a moment, but we did go to commercial break after that. So we came back to Chelsea Green chatting with Alba Fire. Mia Yim and BFAB roll up and point out that Julia is actually because she's saying like, I'm the longest U.S. Women's Champion, and tonight I'm gonna be the fourth and the first ever Women's Champ, U.S. Champ. That's when they were like roll up and like, actually, Julia just passed you, so she's the longest ever women's U.S. champion, which sucks because that reign was very forgettable.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
I say that was because obviously, if you're already watching, you probably already know what happened, but we'll get into that again here momentarily. So that's what they tell Chelsea. She said that she's gonna win it tonight, add to her aims because she's already the AAA mixed tag champ, so she'll be champ. That's when Jade Cargill appears behind because Chelsea's saying she's gonna be like the best champion ever on SmackDown or whatever. Jade Cargill appears behind her. Chelsea's like, oh, hi, yeah, what's up, champ? Congrats, and all that stuff. Eventually she runs off, and we see Alba follow her right behind her, and then they all go into Nick Aldis's office, and she like basically tells him back off or whatever, like God going for her, or whatever the fuck she said. I don't even remember. Basically telling him like move, bitch. So she went in,
Yep.
and BFF was like, damn, like fucking bitch since she's won the title or whatever she said. And then Jade came out like, you got something to say, so it set up a match for them next week. So BFAB's gonna get murked.
Yeah, I really think that Jade will go up against talent that has been needing to be shown
Mhm.
on screen. I like Michin, BFAB. There's a good chance you could probably see Alba Fire in there. Until she gets to the point to where she's going up against Charlotte. But
Charlotte. Well, I mean, they could still even do like I don't know. Give her, I guess you could say a Tiffany rematch. I could see that happening. I mean, they did it with fucking Tiffany. She fought Nia like 3 different times as champion, and then she fought Jade 3 times.
I mean, she could, but Tiffany, I think her injury was legit. I don't think it was
Maybe.
nothing that they were going to like have a quick turnaround for.
So, Slacker8 in chat says, God, yeah, Julia, future trivia question or Sporacle entry, I'm afraid. Yeah, 100%. Not her career, but just for that title reign for sure. Um,
Yeah.
that's how bad that reign was. So forgettable. So we go into Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax after that. Solid match, nothing crazy. I was curious if we were gonna get like what we did with Alexa and Nia last week, where Charlotte helped Alexa win. But it was the other way around. Someone helped Nia Jax, and it turned out to be Lash Legend. So she had feuded with Lash Legend, had a great match with her down in NXT, considered one of Lash Legend's best matches that she's had so far in her career. And yeah, so kind of interesting. They explained it after the match, but yeah, so we see her kind of do a China debut, if you will. I mean, we've seen her on the main roster, but this is obviously a full call up. So she goes up behind Alexa Bliss, and she gets her up into like a rear naked choke, kind of starts swinging her around while she's sleeper choke, if you will. And almost like when China got Terry Reynolds and was just boom, boom, just shaking her around violently. I wish it was that violent because I remember I thought she was gonna fucking murder her. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Obviously led to Charlotte being distracted by Lash, and then led to Nia getting the win. So that is rather interesting. Of course, they hugged after the match, and then it led to a backstage segment later on where they talked about, yeah, you know, we feuded, but you know, she gave me a good fight, and I knew she's someone that could kick some ass, basically. So the Bougie Bully said that she's there, and she is everything that she says she is, and best believe that they're gonna straight to the top. And tonight is only the beginning. So they're obviously a tag team. So what are your thoughts? Could they be the ones to dethrone Charlotte and Alexa? Because obviously we did see Kabuki Warriors, where there was a backstage segment later on where they had Bliss backstage. They were checking on her and stuff, and it was Alexa. I'm sorry, Charlotte was with her, and Kabuki's came up, and Asuka missed basically both of them. And so, I mean, is it going to be the Kabukis? Is it going to be now Lash and Nia? We got a lot of contenders. This women's tag division has been hot since Alexa and Charlotte have been champs.
It has been. It has been brought back to life. And I'm glad. Is it gonna be Nia though and Lash? I don't think so right away. I think the Kabuki Warriors will get their chance. Actually, they got a chance on I think
Monday,
Monday.
I believe. Yeah.
Um, so I don't think they win. I think Lash and Nia get involved in that one, and I think it's going to set up a triple threat for these women tag titles at Survivor Series,
Very
and
much could happen.
that's where we could possibly see Nia and Lash
I
win.
hope it's on
Lash,
Survivor Series and not like the SmackDown before Survivor Series
Jesus, I know,
or
but
after. It's usually before for SmackDown.
it is. We know how creative they are with giving us tag matches
But
on
with two War
PLE.
Games matches happening again, we're obviously going to only have 4 matches. That's what we've had the last 2 years. With War Games on the main roster, or 3 years. Sorry, 4 years.
And
This will be
more
the
than
4th year.
likely,
I'm sorry.
and your world champions more than likely being involved in it, you could probably squeeze in this tag match.
Yeah, but I mean, so I just don't see it. I think like obviously one of them is going to be a world title match, if not, and then
Mm,
one of them is probably going to end up being. Well, no, because of Cody, I think might be involved, and probably Punk too in more games.
mhm.
So maybe not. And
Cena
the
will have a
women's
match. He's got
side,
a
I don't know. Women's side would be, yeah, I could see that being Stephanie in more games as well as fucking
Nikki.
Jade.
Hmm.
Unless they have Jade defend at Survivor
Stephanie,
Series.
it wouldn't be bad.
But hopefully, I'm hoping that whatever it is that they're building up with this women's tag division does end up on this Survivor Series card because it's been great since they've been champions. So they
Oh
deserve
yeah,
it.
it has been.
So after that match, we did also have Nick Aldis announce the matches for next Friday for the John Cena tournament to face him in his final match at Saturday Night's main event coming up here in December. And the first match was The Miz versus Jey Uso. So that'll take place next Friday. And LA Knight versus the name that he picked right there on camera, which he decided not to reveal and said that they will be revealed next Friday. So obviously, we'll have to find out who it is when they come out. So surprise, surprise, surprise. Who is it going to be? Kraken. Who's facing LA Knight next Friday?
There's the only reason I think it's going to be this individual is because anytime you say this dude's name, he just appears out of the attic, the basement, the cellar door, through the wall that wasn't there. It's going to be Joe Henry, in my opinion.
That's a really good pick. I think that's more than likely the option there. I don't think it's gonna be like an Edge. We've talked about this, I think, already on Tuesday. It's not gonna be an Edge. It's not gonna be a Jericho. I don't see like a Batista or someone random appearing back like a legend. The only other one that would make the most sense would be Jeff Hardy. I'd love Jeff Hardy to be involved in this.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, Joe Henry makes sense. Jeff Hardy makes sense. So I could see those two being options for sure.
Cardona would make
Maybe
sense.
it's Oba Femi. Maybe it's Gunther. Those two would make sense as well. We haven't seen Oba on NXT TV since he lost the title. We haven't
Tony
seen Gunther since
D'Angelo.
his nose injury, and he has lost to Punk.
I wouldn't be mad if it's any of those, but uh, Jericho, I don't think his contract's up to the end of this year,
Yeah, that's what the dirt
so
sheets say. Yes.
it's not going to be him. And then of course it's not going to be Edge because he's one still with AEW, but he's also filming a show or movie right now.
Something like that. Yeah.
And I don't think there's going to be any agreement between TKO and AEW to let Edge have one final match.
I mean, back in a few years ago, like 3, 4 years ago, they had Jericho on an Austin podcast on the network or whatever. But
Yeah, but
that
you won't get that
was,
now.
oh hell no.
That's back when they got along.
My pick though is 100% going to be a TN. It's going to be, I think, Joe Henry, or I could see it being like NXT champion Ricky Saints or like Trick Williams, like one of the top men in NXT.
Yeah, that would make
But
sense.
I would love for it. Trick would make the most sense actually because it's just the pop that he would get. I don't know where they're at next Friday, but
Well, Trick would also make sense because Last just came up.
that too. I didn't even really think of that. Yeah, good point. So
So
yeah, should be really interesting next Friday. It's gonna be hopefully enough to where the compilations of all of our reactions go viral.
it it should because I mean that they purposely left it off the show to
Yeah, for
give
sure.
the what if or who could it be, and that'll probably be the main event. That match will, if they're smart, they'll keep that one for the main event.
So after that, we come back. So we already talked about the Jackson Lash backstage segment. So Chelsea Green and Julia, we had Chelsea Green already in the ring, and this ended very quickly, so quickly that I didn't even have my reaction capturing because I thought this match would at least get at least 10 minutes. So
He got
I didn't have my capture going. So I literally captured right at my shocked face after the roll up because of the distraction on the outside. So this match went 20 seconds tops. But yeah, so yeah, Julia loses her very lackluster title reign via roll up, and it just shocked the shit out of me. I did not expect Chelsea to get another second U.S. Women's title reign.
Yeah, I mean how they did it, I don't like because they built up Julia to be such a big force before she got there.
Mm-hmm.
And she had great matches in NXT. in my
I think
opinion, in
when
her
she
short
lost to
time there.
Stephanie down in NXT, the writing was on the wall that they had lost she'd lost the big push and it went all into Stephanie.
Yeah, but also there was rumors that she was injured at that point, had like a minor injury.
Yeah,
But
and I think she kind of verified that in an interview, claiming that she was just like waiting to be cleared.
yeah, I think that's what happened here too. Of course, I don't think she was injured, but like if there was something still bothering her after
I don't
she
think
won it,
so.
but I mean,
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
mean,
just that maybe they'll end up pushing her to the main event roster and she'll start going after Jade and stuff because they've had interactions in the past. So,
yeah, I mean that would
but Jade
that
is
would work
heel
too.
now. So, unless they're trying to recruit Jade and they finally get Jade in the group, I don't know.
Well, I mean, and her and Kiana James could also push for the tag titles.
Yeah, that too. That's very true. The tag division's hot right now, so I wouldn't hate that.
No.
But yeah, so unfortunate match, barely like 30 seconds tops, and yeah, Chelsea Green wins, and she goes out and celebrates with Ethan, who puts her up on his shoulder, and they celebrate. Now she's champ, he's champ. So good on them, yay!
Double champs. Gotta love it.
After that, MFTs are backstage making noises because they like to make noises. They have their face paint on, obviously getting ready to face Ray Phoenix. Talatonga. Sokola rolls up to tell them they did a good job last week, but it wasn't good enough. He said Sami Zayn's still walking around. The White Six have something that belongs to his family, and so does Ilya Dragunov. Tamatonga says they got this, and Sola says tonight is about the big man. And he tells Talatonga that he has to make sure that no one ever disrespects the family again, which he fucking did, honestly. They
Oh, yeah.
leave out of there, but then the Wyatt Six roll up behind them, obviously without Bo still. And looks like they were kind of ready to follow, but Eric Rowan stops them and says, "Not now," or basically not yet. So,
So I like what they're doing with Rowan. He's kind of being like the enforcer of the
taking
group.
charge, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that could possibly stay that way and have Uncle Howdy, Bo be kind of like the voice of the Wyatts. Of course, have some in ring action, where it happens, but like when it comes to calling like the altercations, I like what they're doing with Rowan.
I agree. Yeah, they're doing a really good job with him. So we already talked about the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss being sprayed by Asuka's mist backstage when they came back from commercial break. So it led right into Ray Phoenix and Tala Tonga. Got a decent amount of time. Then we went to a commercial break. It was basically all Tala Tonga for the most part. Ray Phoenix hit a few good spots where he runs the ropes and gets the kick in and stuff like that. But mostly Tala Tonga, especially the very end, was just pure domination with some power bombs and eventually the choke slam, and led to Tala Tonga getting the win. But afterwards, of course, they try to beat down Ray Phoenix, but it leads to Sami Zayn coming out, but of course he's not clear, but he comes out with a chair, but luckily it runs off the MFTs. Oh, and at the beginning of the MFT match, I'm sorry, the Tala Tonga match, Motor City Machine Guns came out during the entrance of MFTs, or I guess of Tala, and they fought off the rest of the MFTs but Solo. So that's what left Solo the only one ringside.
Yeah. Then I hate to say it, but this is more than likely going to be our War Games match. I hope you're ready for it, because
War
I'm
Games
not.
better not fucking be this fucking Talatong, or not Talatong, but MFTs versus Wyatt Six, bro.
No, it's going to be the MFTs versus Ray Phoenix, Motor City Machine Guns, Shinsuke, and Sammy.
Take that back right now.
I, I already see it coming.
Just give us a Survivor Series elimination match, and there you go. Make it a 5v5 elimination. Boom, shakalaka. I don't know if you can fit that in a fucking 2 War Games match card. Go 5 hours, do it, Hunter. You won't, but
You
uh,
won't.
I mean
No
Survivor
more.
Series. It's supposed to be a big 4. Come on, do it.
It's supposed to be.
Don't make it a 2-night, please. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be 1 night men, 1 night women. War Games. Anyways. Don't do it, but you're gonna do it, money, because you guys are money hungry. Yeah, I don't want that, dude. Please no.
Because I don't know how fast they're going to pull the trigger on the Wyatts versus MFTs at this point. They're still teasing it.
Well, it's not till the
But
29th. War Games.
I mean, yeah, we still got
We have like
22 days?
3 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah. But I mean, it's they haven't built it. They're building this because I mean we even seen them take them out, and Michael Cole commented that in the last several weeks the MFTs have caused issues with the Motor City Machine Guns, Sami Zayn,
I
Shinsuke
literally hope that just leads to a classic Survivor Series match on like the not even the pre-show, but like on the card.
in the parking lot. Classic Survivor Series match in the parking lot.
NXT
They can
parking
only
lot.
see if you're there,
NXT parking lot, because then that means anything definitely is gonna happen.
and you can only see it if you're there. Like
Oh no. Sarah, my fiance in the chat says, "Don't put 5 hours out there," and then Slack immediately goes 7 hours. We got some people wanting the long shows, but
slapping
yeah,
with the old Tony Khan.
I hope this is not the War Games, dude. Please, no, thank you. The War Games fight. I'd rather it be some random Roman CM Punk team, Cody team, Ultimate Babyface team, where it's fucking generic kills.
It's either gonna be that or a Vision Tsunami Fest.
That's a fucking dark match. That's like right about the match you said would be War Games. That's terrible. I wouldn't hate it because that'd give those guys the spotlight though too. So that'd be kind of neat. Be different.
It would.
After that, we have The Miz backstage being interviewed about the tournament and his match against Jey Uso. Obviously, he doesn't like the idea that he's in the tournament, but he also talked about Carmelo Hayes. He said that he doesn't like the idea that Skull Crushing Finale on Carmelo Hayes was payback when all he was doing was making him relevant. Because obviously, he still won after that. He complains that there shouldn't be a tournament to crown Cena's final opponent when it should be him. He's beaten Cena at WrestleMania. He has to fight Jey Uso, blah, 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 blah. Classic Miz promo where he gets really heated and yells into the camera.
Yes.
Nothing really besides that. Just building those
My
match against Shay.
only issue with these tournaments is so far everyone in these tournaments is currently in a feud with someone that unfortunately is going to interfere.
I don't think they'll do that for every tournament matchup. We'll
I
see
hope
on
not.
starting on Monday, obviously, but because it could happen with all the ones on Monday as well.
Alistair and Damien, Penta and Rusev.
Well, that happened tonight, so
Yeah, that's my point. Like
it wasn't a
Zelina's
tournament
gonna-
match though tonight. So
no, but I'm hoping, and if anyone's listening that has any creative control,
no one
make
is.
these fucking matches just clean because you're doing it for John Cena's last match. So
They don't care.
let the
Drama,
interference happen
money.
after.
So after that, we have of course the main event: Aleister Black versus Cody Rhodes. Pretty solid match, but it ends like we were just saying in the chaos. We see Drew McIntyre come out and he claymores the referee. Starts yelling at the referee. Cody eventually starts going after Drew. Leads to Aleister and Drew basically beating down on Cody. Damian Priest comes out to even the odds. They all start battling. And then of course Nick Aldis comes out on the stage, and as they're getting like Drew basically out of the ring, they're telling him that he is now suspended. So for kicking a referee. So this match obviously just ended in a no contest because of the referee getting taken up by Drew and all the chaos. So I obviously that could mean that this is leading to those matches next week ending in chaos too, but I hope not, man, especially for this tournament.
Yeah, I really hope not. And suspending Drew is only going to fuel his fire to claymore more refs' heads off when he comes back.
Yeah, so I don't know. They obviously just said that he was indefinitely suspended, so he'll be suspended until they say he can come back. But obviously, you can't kick an official, man. So obviously, again, that just leads to what happened on Saturday night's main event with Cody DDTing him on the belt to help him lead to the win to retain the title. Drew was yelling, of course, everyone's against me to all this and stuff like that. So he's talking about the referee who I claymored him because he thinks that the ref aligned with Cody on that one. So he has a case there because he got DDT'd on the title. And again, we talked about at the beginning, Cody was like kind of brought it up about the title, Drew brought in the title into the ring. So was Drew justified to take out the ref?
I mean, probably not the ref, but I can understand why he's mad about it. I think if they run this back, which it probably is going to happen, it'll have to be like a no DQ, no count out, something along those lines. This is how they finish it. And inside of a Hell in a Cell in War Games, I don't know. They're
Yeah,
gonna find something crazy to run
because
this
this
back
could lead to war games
again.
as well. Yeah, that's what
We're
I'm
gonna put a
saying.
top on top of the War Games and call it a Hell in a Cell. I don't know. Like I am so tired of them running back the same world or undisputed title matches multiple times. I feel like it's been
The ones with Kevin Owens
with
was the last one that I loved. That was ran back multiple times.
well, because Kevin Owens, I don't know. I think a lot of people can
That was a
side with
great
Kevin
story.
Owens.
That was a great story.
Yeah, but like Drew, we've been hearing this same song and dance since he was on Raw.
True.
And then it went to WrestleMania 40. He got it. And then what the hell happened? He lost it. And what was it? It was because of Punk. Then the same song and dance, like it was with Roman in the bloodline. It's just fucking give Drew another ally. Something. Give him something else to
I
do
feel
at the
it.
time.
I feel it. I totally get it for sure.
Drew
But
has Drew has the potential to
I
be
do feel this
like
one's leading to war games for sure.
I,
You hate it. I can tell. Oh my gosh. But that was a good SmackDown overall. I thought that, a lot of surprises. Lash Legend, Julia losing the title with a shitty reign. Another shitty reign because Alina's before that was shit too. Yeah, man. Overall, good show though. A lot of interesting stuff happening. 4 out of 5.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. The surprise effects that happen throughout the show, the debuts technically move up to the main roster, the potential match sets up for Ilya and then Charlotte and Jade. Yeah, 4 out of 5 for sure.
So, Dynamite Wednesday. We had a pretty solid Dynamite. Lot went down on that as well. Obviously, we had our advantage matches for both men and women. They're doing a best 2 out of 3, but with 3 different matches. So we had a lot of that going on. We had the tournament opening matchup with Babes of Wrath and Mercedes and Athena. A lot happened on this show. Obviously, we started with Tony Schiavone in the ring. Came out and talked about the new title that I guess they kind of brought up on social media. I guess Tony Khan did like a short live right before Dynamite that I missed.
Yeah.
So they're doing the AEW National Championship. So they kind of brought about that, but they immediately went into the ops coming out. So we'll talk about the National Championship later. So Samoa Joe comes out. He says, "Pardon the interruption," before telling Houston that we have a problem, which I thought was funny. He said there's a term you heard a long time ago that applied to a man that is standing in the ring, Tony Schiavone. He tells Schiavone that tells the people to cheer him because they know Schiavone he had nothing to do with what happened last week, but he finds that very hard to believe. So basically, the ops want to beat him down for what happened last week with the fooling of him being Hangman instead of himself. Yeah. So Hangman Page obviously comes out. And tries to back up Tony, but they like, well, we'll beat both of you down. But of course that leads to Hook and Eddie Kingston come out. Of course, we're getting a 6-man tag later with all of them. And Hook gets on the mic and he's like, "Let's make that for the titles then, motherfucker." That's basically, in my head, that's how Hook talks. So so that's what we got. So that's what eventually became the main event, the 6-man tag. So it became a titles match for the trios.
Yeah, I feel like the opening. I feel like they should have opened with the ops out there or coming out there, in a sense, because I can understand them being mad at Shivani, but they could have attacked or went after Shivani from commentary, because of course he was on commentary this time.
Well, it made sense. He was trying to make it like a title announcement thing. So
yeah, and I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, same.
But I'm I'm hoping Hook has a bigger play in this Hangman Joe storyline moving forwards. Because I feel like there's a lot of potential with Hook right now that they're trying to push.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll talk about that later with the main event. I was about to bring it up now, but we'll talk about it later. He did get, fuck it, he got pinned. or he submitted or
Yeah,
whatever.
twice.
In the, well, in the main event on this
Yeah,
Dynamite.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, they put him in a big main event picture right now for Hook. So I give him credit for that. But yeah, kind of a forgettable thing opening. But yeah, so oh well. Sometimes that happens. We immediately jump into Orange Cassidy versus Claudio Castagnoli. Very fun match. Obviously, these two have fought before. Back and forth between the two, but Claudio picks up the win with them with the Swiss Death. So Death Riders win the first match up in this one. I believe didn't Pac get involved in this before the match ended, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, but it didn't help because, um, no, you didn't. Yes, Pac did get involved in this one, but it didn't. Yeah, it did not help because OC still hit him with the orange punch. Went back for it the second time, and that's when Claudio threw him to the heavens and hit him with the nastiest uppercut I think I've seen in a while.
I mean, that does help him though. Eventually, he does win though, Claudio. So
Yeah,
but yeah, fun match. So that obviously gives the Death Riders the one up on the advantage. So if you don't know what the advantage is, and it's Blood and Guts is War Games. It's just they can't use the War Games name because of copyrights. So it's the same thing, but it's more of the original rules that Dusty had created in NWA and that they use in WCW. And so the advantage is the same thing that they do in NXT or WWE War Games, where you will be the team that comes in first, like after the initial two. So you'll have the advantage 2-1, 3-2 until you're 4-4 or 5-5 or whatever it is. So you'll always have the advantage up until the end, everyone's in. So that's what they're fighting for, whoever has the advantage. And typically it's the heels. Very rarely, it's been, I think only happened twice, and it happened last year. The baby faces get the advantage, and it's not as entertaining when they do that, honestly. It's better when the
it's
heels
not.
do it. But they have to try to change it up sometimes. So after that, we had an interview backstage with Mark Briscoe, Don Callis, and Kyle Fletcher about their match happening at Full Gear for the TNT title. So now if Mark Briscoe loses, he now has to join the Don Callis fam. I still think he's going to lose.
I don't.
I
This
don't
is the
think they're
one
going to have
that
Fletcher lose the title. He's only had it for like 3 months or something.
yeah, but I think Fletcher it was going to be promoted to the world title. They'll have the next Owen probably towards the start of the year. I can't remember exactly what month they do that in, but I think they try to do it at the same
It
time
usually
every year.
culminates at Double or Nothing, which is in May.
Okay, so
We have a while.
yeah, he. I still think he does. I think somehow it happens, and then we see Fletcher and Hangman again, but Hangman won't drop it yet. But that's where they're going to move him to.
No, Lethal Lockdown was a different match from War Games. It wasn't War Games. Um, sorry, someone in the chat was asking that. But yeah, I actually think that they're gonna do this whole thing where they're gonna have him part of the kind of like similar to Cena joining the Nexus or Brian joining the Wyatts.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be bad though. Briscoe would bring a different style to the Don Callis family, but yet again, the Don
I don't think
Callis
he's
family
like
is
gonna
getting
turn
ready to
heel. It's
implode.
gonna just be like one of those stories where he's not gonna want to be there and eventually gets out of it somehow.
Yeah, but he might be the reason that Okada and Takeshita's storyline moves faster as well.
Yeah, that's
Be a
true.
pivot point there.
So after that, go commercial, but we come back to the Young Bucks and Don Callis this time and Josh Alexander. So they're in a is it with Josh that they're in that $1 million match, or is it a tag match at Full Gear? I forget.
Um, $1 million. I think it's just Kenny and yeah. It's
Kenny and
Josh
Jet
Alexander, the
Speed
Young
and
Bucks.
Josh Alexander and the Bucks. Okay.
Yeah,
And so, anyways, they're backstage, and the Bucks stammer when they ask if they're going to be joining the Don Callis family. But Don steps up and says that he's just making sure they get the treatment they deserve. He said a bunch of the rest of the Callis family then walk up for a sales pitch to join the Callis family. Kazuchika Okada walks up to his pals and he's like gives them like a thumbs up and a smile. But he also says to not take too much time, and we cut away. So I wonder if they take too long, what'll happen.
yeah. I don't think anything will happen.
They just won't accept him if they take too long.
Yeah, they won't accept them, or I mean, they could cost them the match at Full Gear, or force their hand into joining by helping them win the match. Like
Mhm.
if they don't decide, but don't I don't think they join.
I hope
I
not.
think they turn down the offer and get jumped somehow.
That would suck, but I mean, I don't want them a part of it either, so I'm all for that.
I mean, I don't think they have Kenny and the Jurassic Express lose that $1 million.
Oh, it's Jurassic Express. I said Jet Speed initially. Yes, Jurassic Express. My bad. Yeah, I agree. So after that, Athena and Mercedes Moné in the opening round of the women's tag title tournament versus the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. They got a lot of time this match.
They did.
They got a lot of time. It was a very good match, showcasing both the ROH Women's Champion, the Ultima Monet, and of course Harley and Willow. And there was a really cool like version of Mercedes finish that Athena and her did, where Athena like launched her from like, so like Mercedes was laying down, Athena picked her up into the like where she puts her up on her like back, and then she turns around and drops her super hard on top of, it was either Harley or Willow, I don't remember which one it was, but it was nasty as fuck. It didn't win the match for them, but it was nasty. It looked like it could be a finisher. It was sick.
Yeah, it was. If it's not gonna be a finisher, it could easily be something they use as like the signature to the group. But it was good. It was. I think if it would have been used later on, you could see it as a finisher.
Mm-hmm.
But I like their in ring chemistry as a tag team really surprised me, because I thought the both their egos I thought would get in the way.
Ego. Yeah, no, for real. They were sorry. Yeah, they were both really good as a team. They clicked really well. Obviously they were time together down in WWE and stuff. They didn't really like work together or anything, but like they were, the connection was there. So but the ending saw Billy Starks come out. She grabs the women's ROH title. But Chris Statlander immediately comes out and chases her off. And what I thought was funny, and I made a video about, was Mercedes was on the outside of the ring when this happened, and she was like down on the ground, like on her ass. And as soon as Statlander came out, Mercedes got up and like ran around the ring, and Statlander chased her. It was like cartoon, like I thought that shit was funny. But then it led to, of course, with Mercedes on the outside distracted with Stats, led to a big doctor bomb from Willow into Mercedes. Not Mercedes, into Harley hitting her finishing move, which I don't remember what it's called, on Athena, and pinning Athena 1, 2, 3, and which actually means now, and they announced it, Athena is going to be defending her ROH Women's title against Harley at the upcoming ROH pay-per-view.
Yeah, which I think they announced is at GalaxyCon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it'll be at GalaxyCon in Chicago,
I believe so.
right before World's End.
Yeah, so that should be pretty cool. So that was shocking. I was shocked that Mercedes and Athena lost, and Harley and Willow advanced. And I'm the biggest Willow fan, so I'm so happy that she's advanced, and she's an OG, one of the earlier AEW women signees. So I mean, I think she came in like 2022, actually, 2021, but still, she was there pretty early on. So I'm excited for her. And shocking win.
I think this was the best decision that Tony went with, because not, and it's not because Mercedes has got tons of belts. I could care less. I'm okay with that. My thing is, these titles need to be held by people who are, in my opinion, originals
I love
to
pigeons.
AEW. But the people who have been there since like 20, maybe even 21, when they were still just fighting
Yeah, I
in
forget
a
exactly when
daily
Willow
way.
signed, but it might have been 22.
You know,
But yeah, she's been there for quite a bit.
yeah, she's been there for a while. Let's like I said with Julia and Sky Blue, you know, Penelope Ford, her and Megan Bain. I really wanted to see them go far because Penelope Ford was in that tournament with AEW for that Women's Cup thing, and
She got
Penelope's
hurt.
done a lot. Yeah, she's done a lot for that women's division, but of course, injury. I just feel like it needs to go to someone that has put in the time to build the AEW women's division.
Yeah, so I'm super hyped about that win from them, and I agree. There definitely needs to be someone that's been there for a while. After that, we come back from a commercial, Tony Schiavone, to talk about the national title. So we're gonna have a casino gauntlet here at Full Gear coming up in a few weeks. And it will be crowning the national champion. They talked about the lineage of that title, but it's the NWA title. This actually kind of brought up something interesting. So the NWA still have that title to this day, and
They
it's
do.
active. The current champion, Mike Mondo, went on a Twitter tirade about he thought it was disrespectful. Like, it's the lineage is still here. NWA still holds it. They kind of like made it like if the AW was bringing it back, like if it was gone.
Mhm.
I could see the Mike Mondo's point, but I think he went a little too far online arguing with people and stuff. But yeah,
He was
no, I
pissed.
I not needed. This title is so needed. We just unified, which is why we have the unified title, the international and continental titles, and now we're
Mhm.
just bringing it back to where it was, and by bringing another men's title. And so I guess the whole thing is this is going to be like the national title. This will be defended in CMLL. This will be defended in the Indies. This will be defended wherever, that they work with. But it's like, don't you already do that already with other titles? Like, isn't that the whole point? What the initial All Atlantic International title point was?
I don't understand. If anything, we could have held off on this title at least till the middle
We
of
don't
next
even
year.
need it. You're
Like,
already introducing women's
no,
tag titles here at the end of the year. Why are we
I
doing
mean,
this
I
fucking
agree.
now?
You don't need it,
Don't need
and
this.
there's
Both
been a
companies have
huge
too many fucking
debate.
titles.
Yeah, there's been a huge debate on which company has how many titles. I
Well, at
mean,
the end of the day, when you look at it all, like, okay, so AW has ROH, they work with CMLL, they work in New Japan. Same thing with WWE. They have a shit ton. They have NXT main roster. We now again see NXT, some of those titles cross over the main roster. Every now and again, we see the Triple A titles now showing up on main roster and on fucking NXT. We're fucking seeing Evolve titles show up on NXT. I mean, it's their own company, but like it's just so many fucking titles. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what show it is. Same with they're both just having all these titles show up, and it's just so many.
yeah, it is. It's too much to keep up with when you think about the title side of it, because
They make them feel meaningless.
yeah, they
So
do.
many.
Like, I can understand having your main ones on your main show, like Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Cool. Those are dedicated to those. But then when you start having them show up everywhere and everyone can win them, and it's just
And I'm fine with like titles crossing over. AAA, of course, you're working with them, and you own them now. And like, but like, if I would take away the Evolve titles. I don't think they're necessary. I don't think the ID titles are necessary. I don't think the Speed titles are necessary. I don't think the Heritage Cup. I mean, it sounds like that's dead. They said on SmackDown or NXT recently that it's sleeping with the fishes or something. So boom, that's gone.
yeah.
But just leave it at that. I mean, I get why the Evolve titles and the ID titles exist. I get it. I just feel they're unnecessary. I don't think every developmental needs titles.
No, they don't.
And it's your developmental of your developmental anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then
I'm
watch, then they're
hoping
gonna
it gets
start doing, oh, LFG has belts and it could be passed around throughout the season. Oh, the speed belts on LFG. They're cashing in their speed title contract
oh
on
my god.
LFG. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I knew, like, when they started to announce it, I knew there was just gonna be so much, like, backlash, but, like, I agree with a lot of the backlash, like, all the companies have too many titles.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, national title not needed. So this just led to the Hurt Syndicate coming out,
Oh,
talking about they're interested in this title. Led to the demand coming out. Ricochet and GOA. So this is continuing.
mhm,
We're in just a holding
mhm.
period of wrestling storylines.
Just God almighty, like, but here's the best thing I think that came out of this announcement. We may actually get to see a good match in a sense between Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in
Because
this
they're both
tournament.
going to be in the Casino Gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, so
Ricochet
Ricochet is going to be in
just
it too. So
I hope they send him just all over the arena. Like, just forget about the match and just beat the hell out of Ricochet.
so after that, we're backstage. Jurassic Express walked by the Don Callis family locker room, and Jungle Boy stabs $100 bill into a table nearby. saying he knows the Young
Mhm.
Bucks needs the money.
I I don't know. I'm hoping the Young Bucks finally get back to the winning ways. But I really like this storyline with them being broke. Like it's made I think them still like being in the tag division really interesting.
So after that, John Moxley gives Daniel Garcia a pep talk ahead of his match, which is against Darby Allin for their advantage match. And a pretty solid match. Nothing too insane here, in my opinion, but a solid match overall. They traded Dragon Tamer into Scorpion Deathlocks towards the end, so kind of the same move. But eventually, Darby Allin hit with the submission, Scorpion Deathlock. Daniel Garcia taps out. So we're going to a match third tomorrow night on Collision, which I believe is Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley. So after the match, of course, we saw Pac hit the ring, taking down Darby. But OC comes out, makes the save. But then we see, of course, Wheeler Yuta come out with the Basuki knee, Roderick Strong, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Moxley. So of course that's gonna be Moxley and Roddy happening, I believe, tomorrow. So the last winner is gonna get the advantage.
Yep. I'm gonna stick to it. Moxley folds here and somehow loses this match, which will give the faces the advantage. But that would be the slow demise that will happen at Blood and Guts of Moxley not being able to capitalize when it's needed.
So after that, we come back from commercial. FTR come out, make their entrance with Stokely, without Stokely, for once. Cash Wheeler talks about coming number one contenders, and they think that they've been over the moon about it, but they should have won the tag titles for a third time at Forbidden Door. So of course, Bro Dito's music plays, but no Bro Dito. They go to the locker room where Stokely has a like he's like blocking the door so they can't get out. Bro Dito. So this is when FTR goes up to Bro Dito's family, or Bandito's family. It's his grandma and his sister, I believe. Of course, he introduces himself in like a little bit of Spanish, like Spanglish, if you will. Um, but basically asks her a bunch of questions, never gives her the chance to talk, basically. Big
None.
timing her at every chance he gets, putting her down, putting the Bandito down. Eventually, it cuts back to Stokely, who's like laughing about holding the door. We see Brody King break the door with his fist, and he like grabs Stokely, and it cuts to them eventually coming out and stuff. Or Gravity eventually actually starts fighting with who's there with
Yeah,
Cash and Dax,
FTR, yeah.
and that's when it cuts to all that with Bandito and them coming out, saving old Abuela. But I mean, and then the last week they did the whole video package of him and his family, so they're definitely doing a good job here at building up Bandito and his family, making the save. So good storytelling by AEW.
Yeah, it's still pushing Bandito to be like the top star in AEW, even after he drops the Ring of Honor and loses the tag titles at some point. Like I honestly, if when we're talking about what Bandito's done, I think we both talked about and we agree he could be wrestler of the year. He has several match of the year candidates.
I think he is going to
But
be at
like
this point.
he could
He's
easily be
mine.
the one. Yeah, he could easily take the title off Kyle Fletcher. That could be who they drop it to. Have him drop it to.
Meh.
There's those options for him. I think that's where they'll move. Like from this, he'll get pushed to one of those title
Put the right title
spots.
on Shane Taylor. You won't. You won't, Tony. So after that, we go right into a blood and guts type promo. We see Tony Storm come out to join commentary because this was supposed to be Queen Aminata versus Megan Bayne, which now is Mina Shirakawa, as Queen Aminata is no longer cleared and she will not be a part of War Games. So it was now Mina Shirakawa taking her spot and took
How
her
do,
spot in the advantage match.
how do you feel about Mina being in this?
Unfortunately, it's just next woman up.
Oh yeah, but of course, I had some people on my side. They were saying they could have put Deanna Purrazzo in this. People like
Makes
that.
sense storyline wise. Deanna hasn't been there, and last time we saw her, she was Hill with Taya. Taya's been on more AEW
Yeah,
TV recently than Deanna.
Yeah, and like I told them, Deanna's doing the Ring of Honor women's tournament still.
That pure tournament that's been going on for fucking 5 months or coming up on five
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, it's been going on forever. It's just the only reason I understand them having Mina is her connection with Tony.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. But yeah, it's just next woman up, just like Marina with Megan. But a fine match, basically what you expect to happen with Megan Bain getting the win with a running Liger bomb. Afterwards, of course, this is where everyone who's involved in the match come out and they brawl, kind of classic post match heels versus faces, build up to
Hmm.
leading to War Games. Mercedes even came out, but she didn't want to get involved. But Chris Statlander, of course, once again appeared behind her and took her down. Everyone just brawled leading up to the match for this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, of course, we still don't know who's got the advantage here. I think that's
We have to wait
leading.
for the match too. So yeah, so right now team I guess team Megan has the best advantage at the moment. But yeah, so Saturday we have I forget what the match is, but we have one more and then if that one ties it, then we get the third.
I think match two's Jamie Hayter and Sky Blue.
Yeah, that's right. There you
Is
go.
your match two?
Then I forget what the possible third match is. But yeah, so if Sky Blue wins, then that's it. Then the Hills get the advantage.
Uh, it's Holly Cameron and somebody. I think Tekla.
There you go. I think you're right. Good job on good memory. So yeah, so after that we just go right into the main event when we come back from break. And not a bad main event. It was for the trios titles. Nothing too crazy in this one. A lot of the matches were good, but nothing like overly crazy besides the women's tag match. Um but yeah, so obviously they're probably trying not to kill each other before this coming Wednesday. So but a fun match, obviously multi-person match. At the end, Hobbs submits Hook to get the win. And afterwards, Ops just win. That's it. There was like nothing crazy to end it. It was just the Ops getting the win at the end, and that was it.
Yeah. Hook. I don't know if it was like something that happened but he was down for a majority of this match with some back issues.
I hope it wasn't, but was thinking that it was just him selling based off of like Joe being big and Hobbs being big.
Yeah, but of course he took the torture rack by Hobbs, tapped out. But we had Hobbs put Hangman through a table, which is leading to blood and guts. They got a falls count anywhere.
Which surprised me because
It's
we're already gonna have the two Blood and Guts matches. I know it's
yeah,
speculated to be 2.5 hours, but you're gonna add a fucking Falls Count Anywhere match on top of the two Blood and Guts matches. Jesus Christ!
yeah. It's falls count anywhere, and the only reason it is because they will fight in the back. They will fight in the crowd. They'll fight everywhere but that fucking ring. That way they can clean it up because it don't matter unless they put the women's blood and guts first. Moxley and Darby and probably I would say Claudio are going to paint that damn ring.
I
They're
hope
gonna have
so.
to change the mat.
There's gonna be two rings. I have to change both.
Yeah,
But
but that's what I say.
yeah, I'm really excited for Blood and Guts. You're gonna be there live, so that's gonna be great. Um,
God, I'm so excited.
yeah, it's gonna be fire. So, but yeah, pretty like nothing crazy ending to Dynamite, which I'm always for. But they did have like medical checking on Hangman at the end of the match to kind of just sell from the table spot and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, solid Dynamite, nothing too crazy over the top. One thing I have a bone to pick with my own community. I don't know if they're just trolling because as far as I know, there's no way you could check polls like who votes what specifically on polls on Twitch. Like you
Mhm.
can't predictions. But polls every Wednesday lately, I've been getting majority 1 ratings on Dynamite, 1 out of 5s, and it's pissing me off. So fuck all y'all who do that bullshit.
Literally 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you
I,
can't see it. So I know after the show, I go on my YouTube. I post like a poll on my community put tab.
well, I do it
That
for Twitch.
way,
Yeah.
it gives them the ability, of course, to vote. So I just want to see because you said you were getting ones.
But no, there's no way. I've already looked. You can't. There's no way to look unless you pay for like
Yeah.
services.
So like, I guess I did not post one for Dynamite, unfortunately.
How
But
dare
yeah,
you?
I know, fuck.
Fudging marks,
But
exactly, Slack. But yeah, that's just my bone to pick with people in my community.
yeah, I can say like I know those people that really like will dog AEW and just like not want to say it's good when
I had
it
somebody in
has
my
good
chat
stuff
tonight
on
coming
it.
in like, "What's been the worst show this year, Dynamite or SmackDown?" I was like, "Dynamite's been the best out of every weekly show that I watch." And I watch SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, and I'm gonna go on that hill and say that AEW Dynamite had the better year than all those three shows this year consistently.
And then and I don't mean to like talk bad, but like you got people who only listen to other people's
I did.
reviews of
I had
stuff.
that recently. Someone's like, I posted that video about Mercedes and like the whole tag match. Like it was like a really good video that I edited all cool, like a 60-second video with like clips of the match. And I was just like, how crazy it was. And people were like, someone commented like, don't you know AEW sucks? Don't you watch JD? And I was like, fuck that. I immediately blocked that person. So they're
Yeah,
just listening to
like
their opinion, someone else's opinion, instead of making their own.
yeah, like I know I've seen the stuff like that gets commented about what JD says. I've never actually listened to the show, so I can't say much on it. But then like people say Cornette does the same thing. So like
I
I
don't
don't
listen
know.
to
If
them.
you want to have a true review of the show, watch it yourself so you can know what the hell is going
And
on.
be open minded. Don't go in trying to hate it.
No, like, and that's what I tell a lot of my community. Like, I will watch anything professional wrestling if I can find it. And if it's got a shit segment or a shit match or it's a bad show, I will say it. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
Like, if it's bad, it's bad. If it's not, it's not. And then, of course, you got those people, it doesn't matter. It can be a good show and it's still awful because they've listened to everyone else talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And they go in there with the mindset that it's just going to be that way.
true. So I don't know. That was a bummer with my community. I had to pick. So Collision. I'm gonna be watching Collision tomorrow. I mean, there's the UFC card, but I'm really not super interested in it. So I decided to react to Collision tomorrow. That's gonna be good. So like we were just talking about, Jamie Hayter versus Sky Blue, Roderick Strong Moxley, and then of course, if necessary, Harley versus Tekla. Obviously, it's gonna be the last show until War Games. So we're probably gonna be seeing, really a big build up to this. I would expect, besides the advantage matches. Yeah. So I'll let you know. I'll send you a message while you're at the show. Oh my god, this happened on Collision. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to knowing who's got the advantage, because that really has a big play. I mean, you can't really have the match start. Technically, you can't get a winner until everybody's in there, but it does help whatever team. Like I've really noticed that with Blood and Guts over the past several years, like the advantage matters. With War Games, the advantage truly doesn't matter.
100%. So all right, man. So that's it. That's it for the night. We talked, I think, everything. So
All right, we covered it all
we got
successfully.
Collision tomorrow. Obviously, there's GCW, I think, happening now or tomorrow Sunday, one of the 2 days. But yeah. So tell everyone where they can watch you outside of the podcast.
They can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, Kick, and Twitch. All the Kraken wrestling.
Heck yeah. And same with me, guys. You can follow me at Josh Vibes Up. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I've even been more consistent about posting on there. I've been getting some crazy comments over there. But be cool on Facebook. Some crazy ass shit over there. People can't saying some
Yes.
crazy shit about Saturday Night Main Event over there. But yeah, follow me everywhere. I post wrestling content. I do a lot of music, vinyl content now. We're getting more consistent with. And yeah, got more plans coming. So make sure you guys follow me everywhere. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you guys next time, next Tuesday, talking